Hello, good day everyone. I'm Harold Dickenson and I'd like to speak to you a bit about the Metaverse. Now, in the news, we've all heard about the Metaverse, but very few of us actually know what it is. Raise of hands who actually knows what the Metaverse is, just right now. All right, and if I ask you to explain it to someone else, raise of hands who can. Okay, I rest my case. So, currently everyone believes the Metaverse is anything that's online, from a fashion show that's streamed to Pokemon Go. And no one's is exactly wrong. Okay? The Metaverse is actually the next evolution of the internet. It is the spatial web. It is, as we explain it, currently the web is a flat screen. You read it and you consume information off of it. But think of putting on a VR goggles. You're now in an environment that you can explore, that you can interact with, that you can get a better understanding because you're building experience and not observing. And that's the difference that the Metaverse is going to bring to the table that the current internet cannot do. Spatial, right? The Metaverse connects people, places, and assets, right? That is the main thing. It is a persistent digital environment. It's an experience that you can always tap into. The assets can be real or virtual, right? And if they're real, they're connected via a level of augmentation. So this is what's really going to drive the future. Now, there are very few things that make the headlines other than pandemic that forces us all to stay home. We've been there. Unexplained phenomena like UFOs or ghosts. And then when a company changes its name to reflect what it believes will be the future of communication, people listen. Everyone takes a turn and says, what's going on there? And that's what happened last year. Before Facebook changed its name, practically no one except those in the industry knew what the Metaverse was. And after that day, we had millions of Metaverse experts. Literally, everyone knew exactly what it was, speaking about it, and most of them were very wrong. Right? This is why I want to have this talk with you today. I want to explain why the Metaverse is not everything you think it is, because it still does not exist. Just like the first internet was nothing like the internet we have today, the Metaverse is still in its infancy. Everything that we see now are thought experiments. They're ideas. They're things that need to be done in order for us to get to the next level. Lots of companies are investing heavily into the development of the Metaverse because they want influence. And if they control that influence, they'll control how you consume it. Which is why it is very important for companies and individuals now to start looking into the spatial web, to start understanding how it's going to benefit them and their company, to start upskilling, which is very important because skill sets now won't all translate to digital, but there's a role that we all have to play. 3D artists turned into NFT developers overnight. And here's a question for you. How many of you 1 year ago knew what an NFT was? One person. How many of you 6 months ago knew what an NFT was? How many of you today do not know what an NFT is? 2 people. Wow. We'll indoctrinate you, don't worry. Right? But they're actually just digital assets. Something that you own and you can sell. Right? This is where the future is going. We're going to turn things spatial. Companies are now seeing the benefits of this environment. Financial models are now turned into digital and crypto. And everyone knows about crypto at this point. So in the future, there are going to be lots of winners and losers. And it is very important that we start this journey now, because it'll be extremely costly to play catch up. Companies who think they can wait until the Metaverse is in its maturity to catch on will disappear before they know it. Just like Kodak did when the digital camera came out. And by the way, Kodak did launch a digital camera and canned it. Why? It was competing with their traditional business. Where is that business today? You need to evolve with the technology or be relegated to history. Right? So this is one of the major challenges that the Metaverse will bring. Companies need to start evolving, doing thought experiments, training staff, looking at how the technology can benefit them. individuals need to look at their skill sets and understand how they can place themselves into the upcoming digital world. How can they translate the service that they have now, and almost every service can be translated into the digital world. Seamstresses, which were seen as a rudimental job for years, are now creating digital clothing in fashion. There are now digital-only fashion labels, and they are worth as much and some even more than traditional fashion houses. Could you imagine owning a dress that you can't wear, that costs more than a t-shirt that you can? But this is how the future is going. We are digitizing everything faster than we know how to consume it. So I just want to leave with 3 points. 1, the shrinking timeline for technology adoption. It took the US 60 years for running water to be implemented in most houses. 34 years for electricity, 15 years for the television. Took us 8 years to adopt the smartphone. So the next level of technology would be even shorter. And we can't afford to wait until it's mainstream to start adapting to it. The second is emerging technology is becoming the norm in less time. We can't wait, we need to act now. And third, the digital skill set gap is widening rapidly. If you stand still, you'll be left behind. You need to be evolving before the technology evolves. Thank you.